let's take a look about parables of the Bible of talent in the Bible. The master came with talents and then gave the first person 1 talent, gave the second person 2 talents, then the third person 5 talents. The one with the 1 talent went to bury his own. I was like, this talent, why would the master give him just 1? So he buried it. The one with the 2 talents used it and then he multiplied. The one with the 5 talents used it and multiplied. When the master came back to request for what they've done with the talent, it was the one when the one with the 1 talent came and it was like, master, you gave me only 1 talent, it's not enough. Gave it to the one that came back with 10 talents. The one with the 2 talents, master blessed him. The one with the 5 talents, master blessed. Look at Matthew 25 verse 29. It says, for to everyone who has, more will be given, and they will have more than enough. But from the one who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. So if you feel you don't have what it takes to start what God has asked you to do, it will be taken away from you. I was about to post my YouTube video when I went to Instagram and saw Bolaji Billion's post about her YouTube video. I watched it and then went back to watch my video and I felt bad. Not because of my content, but because of the quality of the camera. Bolaji Billion used an iPhone, but I used Vivo Y1S, so you can tell the quality of the camera. But at that moment, I remember what the Holy Spirit told me when I first started the YouTube channel. Holy Spirit said I should start with what I have, and then He will establish me. Those content creators that you see now, that you are looking up to, that they have 1K plus followers, 1M plus followers, and all, they did not start a day. Probably they also started with low quality cameras, but they didn't also start big. That's what I'm trying to say. They didn't also start big. So if you are waiting to have that iPhone before you start that video, you might not actually start. That is how majority of us are. God has given us something, but we are not satisfied. Start with that little. There is something that God has asked you to do. Why are you waiting till you have your 5 talents before you start? Make that move. Let God know that you are interested in what He has asked you to do. Make that move. Start with that little. When God sees the consistency and then He sees that you are diligently doing what He has asked you to do with the little resources that He has given you, He will bless you. He will bless you. So start with that little. Make that move. Don't wait till you have everything. Don't wait till you have everything. Start with that thing that God has asked you to do. This is a challenge, everybody. Start with what God has asked you to do. Do what God has asked you to do. Don't wait till you have everything. Start with the little that you have now. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is this: there is something that God has asked you to do that you are not doing. Why are you waiting till you have that big thing before you start? Okay, God has asked you to do something. Why are you waiting till you have all the resources? If God knew that you didn't have the resources to start, He would not have put the idea in. He would have not placed the idea in your heart at all. Okay, God has called you into ministry. Why are you waiting till you have the opportunity to get to a church and then hold mic and preach to thousands before you know that? Why not start with the 5 people that God has placed in your care? Start with preaching to them first. Start with them. The you that God has put in the media space as a content creator, or why are you waiting till you have that iPhone before you start making that video? Why are you making till you have that laptop before you start making that blog? But when God sees that you are already doing it, He will establish you. God will establish you. Start with the little you have. When God sees that you are using it, you are doing it diligently, He will establish you. He will make you big. He will increase you. Definitely. Thank you very much. God bless you.